Didn't think it was a good idea. I didn't think we should come out with the product. I didn't. I thought, God, collagen elixir, too good. It's all I want to focus on. And I was wrong. And I was really wrong. And I'm about to share with you how very wrong that I was. Now, first and foremost, what Collagen Elixir has done for this company and for the industry is truly remarkable. It's a really special thing to be a part of, and I hope all of you are still consistently building and sharing and shouting Collagen Elixir and the opportunity that Collagen Elixir provides from the rooftops, because it is a unique opportunity. And I can tell you personally, I just spent 3 of the last 4 days working with the entire European and UK community. They are chomping at the bit to get that product out there. They are begging for that product. They cannot wait for that product, due in large part because of what they've seen transpire here in North America and of course down in Australia and New Zealand. But let's go back to why I was so very wrong. So the reasons why I didn't want to bring Collagen Elixir to the market as early as we are irrelevant, because what's relevant is what has transpired since. So I'm not going to get into any of the science when it comes to the Adaptogen Elixir. And the reason I'm not going to get into any of the science is because don't learn from me, learn from the actual expert. And that's tomorrow night. I forget the time, I think it's been posted, but tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, Dr. Josh Plant is being interviewed by Lynn Hagedorn-Klaus and Michael Klaus on the ins and outs of what makes this product from a science perspective so incredibly unique. So I'm going to defer to the experts, and I'm just here to share my personal story of what I've experienced since having the privilege of trying the collagen or the Adaptogen Elixir. So let me start by sharing my first inclination that the Adaptogen Elixir was the real deal. So it's 12:30 Eastern tomorrow with Dr. Plant. Thank you for that. So my first inclination when I knew that the Adaptogen Elixir was the real deal was actually right before I was scheduled to do a Zoom. And I was a little bit tired, I was a little bit down, and I was a little bit lacking energy. The reality is that between our move to Texas and a variety of other things, one of the things I'm going to share with you very openly, I was really just exhausted, and I really didn't actually want to get on the Zoom. I was actually resistant to it, and I actually said to Eden, I really don't want to do this right now. And she said, hey, just handle it, because that's kind of one of our mottos in this household is just handle it. And I decided to take an elixir. And within about 10 minutes, I could really tell that my energy had started to rise and my focus had become much more clear. So instantly, it was as if the adaptogens knew that they needed to kind of bring me up and bring me to center. And so I ended up feeling incredibly present, incredibly energized, incredibly enthusiastic, and incredibly happy, keyword happy, to be doing the call. So what I noticed was, wait a minute, there was an actual mood enhancement that I just experienced. There was an actual mood enhancement. There wasn't just the centering, there wasn't just the calming, there was an actual mood enhancement. Now, I am a big believer in trust but verify. So I thought to myself, okay, very possible that the product had an impact on me. Also possible that I just found a 5th gear, a 6th gear, which I've been doing for my entire career. When I'm tired as an athlete, you just know how to find a way. So I had to discount it a little bit. But then I started to take it a little bit more regularly. And I paid very close attention to my overall sense of being. And without fail, it tended to rise me up, it tended to create a little bit more presence, and it tended to give me a bit more clarity. But again, the mood enhancement was undeniable. But that's not the best part of my experience. The best part of my experience came maybe a week later when I was getting ready, and you guys probably don't know this about me, some of you do. I'm a cyclist. I have a road bike. I love to ride. And I got on my bike and I took the elixir right before I got on my ride. And normally when I'm on my ride, I try and be as present as possible, but I have a very active mind. And so I'm going to talk more about that here in a moment because it's still not the best part of the story yet. I tend to have a very active mind. And so I actually use my ride time to kind of work out some things in my head, problem solve, think about our team, systems, business, life, whatever it is. My head's going quite a bit. What was abundantly clear to me was that on that ride, I was completely present, mind was quiet, and I was what they call in the athlete world, or even in the high performance world, I was 100% in a flow state. I was in a complete flow state. So empty mind, full body presence, in exceptional performance on my bike. So you'd think that that's where it all clicked for me, but that wasn't it. So now I'm going to share the most important part of the story. For at least the last 10 years, probably closer to the last 15 years, I have suffered from debilitating sleep issues. Debilitating. No matter what I've tried, and I've tried everything, acupuncture, ozone therapy. At one point I tried pharmaceutical technologies years and years and years ago. I've used everything you can imagine to try and help me sleep. And to say that it had become frustrating would be an understatement. In fact, it became so bad that I actually asked Eden to stop asking me, how did I sleep? Because what I told her was the same as always. That's the point I had reached. And to give you an idea of how bad my sleep was, it would be fairly common for me to wake up anywhere from 3 to 4 times a night. It'd also be fairly common for me just to wake up at 2, 3 in the morning and then stay up the rest of the night without being able to go back to sleep. Now, part of the reason that I don't sleep well, it goes back to that active mind thing. And again, I've done meditation, I've done hypnotherapy, I've done acupuncture, like I said, I've tried everything. And I've really just come to a place of acceptance that this was just my reality. And then I went to see a naturopathic doctor when we were still living in San Diego. And he ran some tests on me. And the tests that he ran on me discovered that my neurotransmitters are really at pretty low levels. So when you look at my dopamine, my serotonin, my oxytocin, those levels are pretty significantly low, and it could be due to a number of factors. And again, just being completely transparent, it could be from the drugs that I used in my younger days. It could be from the concussions I experienced as an athlete. It could be genetic. It could be any number of things. But my neurotransmitters are fairly low. But then there's another side of it, and that's the ruminating that my mind does when I sleep. And I've never been clinically diagnosed this way, and I'm not making this claim in any way, shape, or form, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone were to diagnose me with having high-functioning anxiety. So put those things together, right? Low neurotransmitters, high-functioning anxiety, a mind that just refuses to shut off, constantly problem-solving, constantly thinking about our business, our team, and not bad things, just going, just constantly in the lab, if you will, mentally. So about 10 days ago, I decided, let's see what happens if I take the Adaptogen Elixir right before bed. And it was the first time in as long as I can remember that I actually slept through the night. An actual 8 hours of sleep. Now, in the world of science and data and all of those things, one night is not statistically significant in any way, shape, or form. For me, I was just excited that I got a good night's sleep. But again, I wasn't willing to just say, oh my God, it must be the elixir, because who knows what else could have contributed to it, who knows? So the next night, I didn't even tell Eden about the good night's sleep because I just didn't want to celebrate early. The next night, same thing. Slept through the night. The next night, something really more important happened, which is I woke up to go to the restroom. And normally, when I'd wake up to go to the restroom, it would take me, if I ever even fell back asleep, if I did fall back asleep, it would normally take me anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour just to fall back asleep. But what I noticed, right back to sleep. So, again, in the world of science and data, it's been 10 nights in a row now, roughly. It's been 10 nights in a row now, roughly, where I've either slept through the night or I've gotten up once or twice at the most and been able to fall right back asleep. And I've been able to wake up feeling, and this is the most important part, feeling rested. Now again, 10 nights, not statistically significant. So please don't attach to this. I don't know how your body is going to respond to this. I have no idea if it's going to benefit you from a sleep perspective. None whatsoever. I have no idea. But in my life, 10 nights after 10 to 15 years is statistically significant. So with that being said, I'm all in on Adaptogen Elixir. I'm beyond grateful to Dr. Josh Plant for his vision and his foresight. I'm extremely grateful for the executive leadership team on telling me to quiet. We're going with the Adaptogen Elixir at Celebration no matter what, because all I know is that this product is already making a monumental difference in my life right now, a profound, dramatic difference. And in fact, I'm about to run out of it because they were generous enough to give us a trial. And I texted some of the leadership team and I said, I'm actually nervous. So